Imagine. You are born into a normal civilization, on a normal planet, in a normal solar system, and live a normal life of beliefs, opinions, and ideas. In the end, you've done everything you've dreamed of, but you missed out on a whole lot more. You have your regrets, your successes, and failures, but you've accepted it all. This is the end of your story. You close your eyes and take your final breath as it flashes before you. Nothing happens. You are still here. You wonder why. Maybe you're still meant to do something for this world, still destined to achieve, but you can't. With your age, you can no longer walk, and soon, you can't even move. Everything around you keeps on going, but you are stuck. Everything that will ever happen, you will experience until the end of time. The pain in every waking moment of every fiber and quantum fluctuation unfolding as the death of everyone and everything else transpires around you until the very last day of the universe. And you're still here. This is quantum immortality. Every single human that's ever existed has been born, and further 90% of them has also died. So what makes you special? Why are we in the statistical minority? On pure probability, out of all the chance of you having existed at any point in time, you shouldn't at all be alive or aware to even ask this question. This is what brings us to the conundrum. Over time, philosophies, beliefs, and theories alike battled over the seemingly unanswerable solution to this rather simple question. It seems almost like due to the fact that we are alive and aware, there has to be a reason or purpose for us to be. But maybe it's far more simple. Maybe you're alive because you simply can't not be. Okay, let's slow down and rewind a little bit. Not that far. 1921. A new idea was in the works. Something that would change the way we look at the universe entirely. Two physicists, Niels Bohr and Werner Heisenberg, published a theory. This theory intended for the first time to describe the world of the imperceptibly small in forms of pieces and explain the function of the atom not as the smallest building block of the universe, but just a foundation of an even smaller, quantized particle, quantum mechanics. Up until this point, the general understanding of our universe was classical, predictable, and stable. Now we came to the atom-shattering realization that nothing of the sort was actually the case. So now with the newfound knowledge that everything in the universe is entirely unknowable, probabilistic, and even potentially random, new concepts arose from this revelation. Maybe this happens to be the one universe out of many where you, the hopefully conscious and aware person watching, can exist at a given time. Maybe. Enter the multiverse. Let's just rewind again. Still too far. 1956. Out of this new threshold of quantum understanding, Hugh Everett, a physicist with a rather out there interpretation of the world, decided that there just might be more than one. Not just more than one world, but more than 1,000, an infinite amount of so-called worlds that stacked on top of each other. Quantum mechanics is a heck of an interdimensional drug. He hypothesized that since the nature of the universe we know to exist at least demonstrates this level of seemingly complete randomness at such small scales, there must be the same amount of alternate universes where every other possibility takes place at the same time. Even universes, or worlds in this case, where time runs backwards. You won the golden ticket and inherited a chocolate factory. Even one in that you actually asked out your crush. Anything imaginable. It has and will already have happened. But the rabbit hole doesn't end there. Enter quantum immortality. No need to rewind this time, because there's already a world where it's already happened. As controversial, to say the least, as this interpretation of physics is, that hasn't stopped similar minds to Everett to go even further. If the multiverse is real, there's surely a universe where no matter what, every single minuscule detail is the same, but you are always alive. As a matter of fact, because of the nature of information and the uniformity of all of these universes, you can't not be alive. If you get hit by a bus walking down the street, everyone in your universe will see you tragically killed. You will experience every physical sensation of the event, from the blunt impact to every broken bone, but you will survive. Your awareness, your consciousness, is now in a universe where your chronological life keeps on going, even in spite of every probability against you, because you cannot cease to exist. I think you see where we're going. If this theory is correct, that makes you fundamentally immortal. Not anyone else around you, not the school bus driver, writer of this video, or even your pet cat. Just you. Sounds great, doesn't it? You can't possibly die. Every fear, struggle, and worry is eliminated. You have infinite time after all. You can solve every problem of the human race with all of it at your disposal. So, what's the catch? It's up for you to decide. Let's walk through the whole experience. Step 1. You're born. The year is 2023. It's the midst of the Silicon Age of your respective species. Humans. You grow up, go to school. After graduating, the year is 2045. In this year, the world was changed by a breakthrough in aeronautics. Planes now run on fusion, and nuclear energy is the primary resource for the world. You work for the largest company in the world, which trailblazed this advancement. After raising a family and being happily married, you retire at the age of 75 with a pension of $2 million yearly, adjusted for inflation. Life expectancy has risen to 125 worldwide by the year 2100. The world population recently crested 10 billion. By 2125, the first ever fully autonomous colony on Mars is established. The growing population there will rise to 1 million in only 10 years. By age 100, you are diagnosed with cancer, but now there's a new form of treatment that cures the disease by a rate of 99%. However, it costs all the remaining amount of retirement money you have left, and also what would be what you leave behind for your children. They are in their mid-50s, respectively in the new prime age of life. You decide to forego the treatment and slowly dwindle in health. 20 years go by. The date is 2150. You've officially spent 125 years alive on this planet. What would have been longer than anyone else in recorded history on the date of your birth? On a hospital bed, midway in transit to the Red Planet, as the government of your home country instated a mandatory migration after the discovery of a 2-mile-wide asteroid heading towards Earth. You've been cared for in your age and illness for over 20 years, and your first child has since passed away from the same genetic misfortune that for whatever reason has not yet taken you. Luckily, your second child is still there to provide you company during the trip. After arriving and settling into your new residence, you continue to be tended to by more autonomous assistants than much else. Every other human is out contributing to the growth of the colony, and it's now 100 million inhabitants, where you lie in bed without the ability to move without excruciating pain due to your ever-progressing illness. 2163. The asteroid impacts Earth's ocean. Over 500 million of the planet's inhabitants had already migrated to the Red Planet and its advancing civilization. The rest, the misfortunate, and the plenty, wiped out in an instant. The fireball of Earth could even still be seen from 30 million miles away. The pain you suffer is now excruciating. The top physicians and doctors of the remaining human species marvel at your resilience, your seemingly unbreakable cling to life. Although every form of even this day of age's most effective drug has grown to be inefficient in dampening your discomfort, a new solution is offered. As of 2150, a breakthrough was made that allows the brain to be fully augmented and simulated through machines, thereby avoiding all aspects and ailments of physical existence. This procedure is free to you on account of of you act as a form of test subject. However, at the age of 130, having outlived your spouse, childhood friends, and even now both children, you feel you have no real reason to keep going in any capacity. So you opt out. You request yourself to be put into a voluntary euthanasia. After a board of ethics agree that this is reasonable, you sign your life away and slowly drift into oblivion as the nurse shuts down your life support. Peace, quiet, nothingness. You wake up. In a cold sweat, you are jolted back into reality. Is this the afterworld? You think immediately, but the now unfathomably worse, yet similar sensation of full-body pain instantly informs you otherwise. What is happening? This is not what I asked for. In your sudden wakefulness, you realize that much has changed around you. You're still in the same room, in the same bed, but everyone is gone. A massive solar flare had reached the Martian surface only mere minutes after you went under. This caused a devastating lack of power and sudden depressurization of nearly all buildings in the colony. Everyone died quickly, but not necessarily painlessly. You awoke the second your flatlined heart monitor finally had shut down, days later, as the last generator ran out. No one was left to mourn you. No one was left to witness your demise. So here you still are. You find the means to get up and walk. You've gotten used to the pain. It's a mere background sensation now. Outside you go, unable to breathe, unable to think, but you keep going. You conclude this must be divine judgment for your actions in life. After months of traveling through the remains of the destroyed colony, you find the weapon storage. You pick up a simple handgun from centuries ago. You check its clip. Full. In a brief second of desperation, you hold it to your head and fire. Nothing. Again and again, you pull the trigger to the same noise of failure. You wonder, is this some sick joke? Am I the cosmic punching bag of whoever was running this simulation? But no one answers. 2,500. You are now 500 years old. Every single time you've circled the small desert planet on your own 2 feet, every attempt at putting an end to it failed. Now they have since disintegrated while you lie motionless in the dirt, staring endlessly into the boiling sun, unable to move, unable to sleep. Year 10,000 AD. You can't remember the last time you felt your own skin. Several thousand dust storms buried you countless times under the sand for years on end, only to be resurfaced by the impacts of various rocks in your proximity. Your lungs don't work. They're full of sand. Your eyes are scorched beyond return. You have no body, only a mind. Year 400 million AD. Mars lost its atmosphere. All that it is now is a barren, colorless rock orbiting a slowly inflating ball of nuclear fusion. You still lie on the surface, still seeing out into the stars, as the rest of you has fully calcified into the surrounding rock. 4 billion AD. The sun expands to its maximum diameter. For millions of years on end, you watch its bloated, scorching body irradiate you repeatedly. This once pleasant, happy ball of light you found refreshing is now your worst of enemies, endlessly bathing your remains, day after day in blistering, red-hot heat, before finally diminishing into nothing. Darkness is now what you have to look forward to, for a length longer than what's even consciously conceivable. You've lived not even for a blink of an eye, and there's not a single thought in all the universe you haven't already had. 100 billion AD. The sun is gone. Mars is mostly disintegrated over eons of rock degradation. You live on a remaining chunk, still looking into the void as the stars around you are all that's left. There are no more galaxies. There are no more supernova to provide you with even the slightest of anything left to invigorate you. Just the same small points of light, and even those begin to falter. 1 trillion AD. There is no more light. It is only darkness. Only the slightest hint of a distant red dwarf here and there will grace your still conscious presence. 1 quadrillion AD. All that remains are black holes. Yet you still witness every one of them evaporate with occasional flash from billions of light years all around. 1 Google years, a new universe. Or is it the same? You can't tell, because you're still there. Having been surrounded in freezing darkness for an eternity to once again a fiery inferno, you realize that an eternity is just another link in the chain of infinity, and you feel every single moment of it. Let's hope not. Luckily, the claim of this being the reality we live in is dubious at best, so you don't have to cry yourself to sleep anytime soon. But maybe, in the future, this video will be the only thing left to keep you company in the cold, dark emptiness. So keep it as a reminder. Subscribe. You won't be doing yourself a disservice. This is Everything Squared.